Perhaps the biggest thing we must recognize as self-defenders is that a firearm is a tool of last resort. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Cleveland, Ohio. It shows us a really weird situation that shows us the worst of firearms use and also the best. And it's going to teach us some important lessons about the fact that a firearm is a tool of last resort, about using cover and concealment, particularly the obscurity of drawing your firearm effectively and knowing when to use it and when not. As this one begins, this little boy down in the bottom is having his hair cut, and this woman is angry that it's taking so long. She said something a couple times. She has boys in this place, and it's a barber college. So this barber is learning, and she gets frustrated, and because she gets so frustrated, she decides to pull a gun out and start threatening people. Now, if you go read the news story in the description, she said she has a CHL, and she has 2 clips, and they got to get done, and she knows what she's doing, and she can do that, but she can't do that. Now, thankfully, she puts the gun away and everybody starts talking to her. One of the things that you notice, the barbers are kind of talking at each other, whatever, and they're going to talk her down off this. Thankfully, she put the gun away, and the latest news story I have is that police are still looking for this woman. Now, I'm going to speed things up just for the sake of time because she's still standing there. There's a deadly threat here. This woman has threatened everybody with a gun, but she put it away, thankfully. And so she's going to hand the keys to another child, and then they're going to finally get done, and she's going to leave. This one's over. Let's go back and learn some lessons out of this one. There are some significant lessons. There's always 8 lessons on our website, links to more info, news stories, and all that stuff. And the link is in the description. Now, a couple things I want you to pay attention to. First of all, this woman decides to pull a gun, and she pulls a gun where there is no deadly threat. Where I'm from in Arizona, this is what we call aggravated assault. She has just put everybody in this room in fear of deadly harm and for no good reason. So we'd call that ag assault. You might call it different things, reckless display of a firearm, brandishing, those kind of things, depending on your jurisdiction. At any rate, you need to know legally when you can and cannot use a gun. She said she has a concealed handgun license and she can do that. No, you can't. Secondly, I want you to pay attention to the barber on the far right, the guy that's in the black shirt to the far right, because pay attention to what he does. Watch him as this thing keeps going. You'll see him start to reach back behind him into his pocket or into his waistband. And as you pay attention, this guy pulls something out of here because he's seeing what's going on. Now, he doesn't take her as a significant and a truly deadly threat, but he is preparing. Now, if you notice, he's paying real good attention and staying bladed and staying obscure. And you notice that not only is she paying attention to what's going on around, but one of the other employees is looking at him. You can see this guy over here with the glasses on. He's paying attention to him as well. And he sees that this guy has something serious in his hands. I don't think he'd be looking like this if this guy had a knife or a comb or whatever in his hand. My guess is he's got a gun. I can't guarantee you that, but my guess is that's the case. Now, the other guy down here at the bottom talking to the woman is using great verbal judo. He's talking to her. He's, saying, hey, well, it's okay, ma'am. Put the gun away. We don't want to have those kind of problems. And you notice that the barber with the glasses on is also telling him, hey, I think we're okay, man. I don't think you need that gun. So they're paying attention to each other. And again, I can't guarantee it's a gun, but you notice the guy puts it away, and he's not just putting it away a little there. That took him a little while. I'm guessing he was ready to rock in this instance. Thankfully, the verbal judo works and they put that stuff away, but look at all the people standing around. I can't tell you enough. If in this kind of a situation, get out of the danger zone. Don't just sit there. So as self-defenders, we need to know, number 1, when to use the gun. This woman did a terrible job of that. Number 2, how to verbally defuse a situation. Great verbal judo. Number 3, how to obscure your draw, like that one barber did on the right. And number 4, how to do all of that and to truly assess the threat to cover your asp.